Hello, and how are you doing, everybody? And I hope you're doing well and be grateful. Today, I am going to teach you some analysis, some mathematical analysis in English grammar. Although this is not the basic grammar, but you can learn it, okay? This level of grammar belongs to the PhD level. You can search it, right? So here I'm gonna explain tense, right? So let me write tense. I want to explain tense using math and quantum physics to elaborate the explanation of tense, right? So what is tense in terms of maths and operators? So I want to say that tense is this T sub TA. I will explain its symbols, right? Equals the C constant, the incross of wave operator of TA, which is also a verb form. So this is what I'm gonna say about tense. This is tense. So let me explain each part. The T here is time. The A here is aspect. We have 3 types of time and 4 types of aspects for each time. What is incross or Nessar's constant? This is the collapse. The collapse into the real verb meaning. Okay? So Nessar's constant or incross is a collapse into real verb meaning. What is this? Tense wave function. So this is the whole part. I'm not gonna say only one part. This is the whole part is tense wave function. Tense wave function, which you can write like this. The f of t when ta equals x. X can be anything, can be any kind of things, it can be any types of verb, depending on the context, equals the ta, right? So you can also write like this. So this is the formula that I have invented for describing things. The t sub ta equals the incross of wave operator of sub ta, right? And let me explain the other parts also, right? Okay, let me change the color. So be careful about this. Be careful about this, right? So tense is T sub A. This is tense, which it has 2 parts. The T here, the tense, it only has 3 parts. The 3 parts are x sub minus 1, x sub 0, and x sub plus 1. This is the tenses, okay? And the A has its own specific part, which is equals the x sub minus 1, which is equal to A, such as A has 4 parts. And x sub 0 equals such as A has 4 parts. Okay? And x sub plus 1 equals A such as A has 4 parts. And these 4 parts are the aspects that we will talk about. So what is each specific part here? Okay? So x sub minus 1 is past tense or past time. X sub 0 is present. X sub positive 1 is future. Okay? So now we have understood the meaning of T sub TA, right? So we can continue and improve the equation. The equation will become, so not picture, like say pen, right? So the equation will be T sub TA equals xt x sub t of -1, 0, and +1, which includes 4 aspects each part. So we can also write like this. This explanation can be written as T sub TA equals x sub t of -1, 0, +1, which include 4 aspects. Means the x can be the time, it can be the situation, it can be the verb, it can be anything. The position of the time and or the place and the time of a verb or an action or anything must include or should have 4 aspects. To elaborate this part, we can write like this. Okay. So x sub -1 equals -1 and 0. What is this? This is simple past tense. Okay? Next we have -1 and 1. This is the past continuous. And -1 and 2. This is the past perfect. And -1 and 3 is past perfect continuous tense. So this belongs to past time, which has 4 aspects: 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember the numbers, right? -1 and 0 is simple past, -1 and 1 is past continuous, -1 and 2 is past perfect, -1 and 3 is past perfect continuous tense. And what about x sub 0? X sub 0, which has 0 and 0, it is simple present tense. And we have 0 and 1, which is simple present continuous. We have 0 and 2, which is present perfect, and we have 0 and 3, which is present perfect continuous tense. And what about x sub plus 1, which also it contains 4 parts, which is positive 1 and 0. Let me write clearly that you could see it. Positive 1 and 0, which is simple future tense, and positive 1 and 1, which is future continuous, and positive 1 and 2. So positive 1 and 2, which is future perfect, and positive 1 and 3, future perfect continuous tense. So this is the explanation of the tenses. If we can also show on a graph, right? So let me just review it. This is tense, and the formula for that is a T sub TA equals the n cross of wave operator of sub TA, which also it shows a verb form. And each part, I have explained each part. This is the time, this is the aspect, this is the Nassau's constant, which shows collapse into real verb meaning. This is the tense wave function, which we can also write like this. F of t when TA equals A equal x equals TA. So if we elaborate this part, T sub TA, we can say that the A has 3 parts: x sub -1, x sub 0, x sub plus 1, which each part, or such as A, should have 4 parts, 4 aspects. And this means that we have 3 times, we have past, present, future, and each contains 4 aspects. In other words, we have 3 tenses, which each tense has its own aspects, and that is 4 aspects that I have right here for you using numbers. Okay, and for that we can elaborate, we can create or invent an equation or formula. We said T sub TA equals x sub t, which has -1, 0, and positive 1, which should have or includes 4 aspects. Let me write the graph. How we can graph this. Very important. There are 2 types of graph. Number 1 is like this. I'm gonna write the aspect, right? So negative ax coordinate or axis, positive x, positive y and negative y, positive z and negative z. Change the color. Okay, blue one. Here is a 0, right? And here we have a positive 1. Here we have a negative 1. Everything exists here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, this is the present tense. 0 and 0. Simple present. 0 and 1. Present continuous. 0 and 2. Present perfect. 0 and 3. 0 and 3 is a present perfect continuous tense. And we have here -1. So first of all, 1, 0 and minus 1 and 0, right? -1 and 0. Here is the past. This is simple present. I'm gonna write simple present tense. This is this simple, or we can say this is the present axis, this is the past, and this is the future. And here we have -1 and 0, which is a simple past, right? So let me write for simple present. So we have 0 and 0, which is simple present tense. We have 0 and 1, which is present continuous tense. We have 0 and 2, which is present perfect tense. We have 0 and 3, which is present perfect continuous tense. The aspects for the axis for the present tense. And next we have all the past tense. We have -1 and 0, -1 and 0, right? -1 and 0 is the simple past and simple past tense. -1 and 1, -1 and 1. Here we can join the graph here, -1 and 1, which is the past continuous tense, PA, and -1 and 2. Here, -1 and 2, which is the past perfect tense. -1 and 3. Here, this part is -1 and 3 is the past perfect continuous tense, right? So the coordinate for future is this part, right? For the future, I can write like this: +1 and 0, right? +1 and 0 is simple future tense. +1 and so +1 and 0 here is, and +1 and 1 is the future continuous tense. This part +1 is 1 and 1 here, and +1 and 2 is the future perfect tense. +1 and 2 here, and +1 and 3, which is the future perfect continuous tense, which here we have. So this is, in terms of graph, we can show where the tense, where the time is located, right? Okay, so let me draw another graph. This types of graph, right? Which is t and x. Okay, so here is the present tense. So 0 is 0, 1, 2, 3, which includes the present or belong to the present. Here is the future, is 0, 1, 2, 3, which is a part of the future. I'm gonna write, so it is present. We can say instead of present, so we can say instead of present 0, right? 0. This is +1, which is future, and this is negative. 0, 1. So actually, let's say 0, -1, -2, and -3, which is belongs to -1. Or it's better to don't write the negative sign because we have a negative sign here, right? So this is in terms of graph that we can show or talk about tenses, right? So hope you understand something. Let me write the formula for the tenses that you have to remember, that how to use, when to use the formula to show the tens, right? And to improve this formula, we can say that this is TA equals the x sub t negative 1, 0, and positive 1 of includes 4a. So this is the explanation of tens using English and mathematics. Hope you understand that. And how we can use this, I will explain that in another lesson. Using this formula, adding matrices, numbers, we can write a sentence using this formula. Okay? So for this video, I think this app, and have a good time. Goodbye, everybody.